No, but I mean, my reason behind doing this, I never really thought I would do something like this until like probably like a year and a half before. A couple years, I guess like 3 years, almost or 2.5 years before this, I was in like almost a life-ending bike accident, and then my whole life since I was like 10 years old, I've had big challenges, physical challenges that I've put myself through, through swimming or triathlon or Ironman or something. And so after that bike crash, I just stopped doing everything, and then I just noticed that without having a big challenge for myself, I kind of lost a little part of me, and I kind of realized I needed that in my life. So I was like always thinking about this swim, and once it gets in my head, I can't get it out. And then I made this my challenge and something I wanted to do, and it kind of reignited my fire for life and motivation and my day to day. And so that training was great. It gave me some purpose, to just getting active again and having some kind of, I wanted some big goal that would just scare the crap out of me. And this was it. It was good. And because something I just really didn't, had no clue what. I asked Gordon like a million questions, and I just loved it. I really loved the whole experience. What I enjoyed most about it, it was definitely probably the experience. During the swim, I loved the bioluminescence. That was just like, I like swimming during the night, I think, more than during the day because of that. It was so cool. That just entertained me. The night just flew by, and I think during the day, like I could eventually see land, but you never feel like you're actually getting closer. So that was kind of hard for me, because at the night I wouldn't like see anything. I just swim, And so I feel like time went faster during the night than during the day. Of course, that's also the end of the swim, but so I really, really enjoyed that, and it was fun having someone jump in every other hour, because I coach triathletes, so I had some people that were there, and they just loved it. They loved just being a part of it, and it was cool having them a part of it. I love since it was in California, we had like 20 people on our boat. And so it was just like, it was just so cool every time I looked to the boat to see them. And so it was just so motivating. Like I never even crossed my mind that I wouldn't finish or it just made it that much easier, because every time I looked to all these people that I love. And so it was just really cool. The hardest aspect of the swim was my shoulders. Energy wise, I was actually really good. Like nutrition, all of that was perfect, because I felt really good the whole time, but my shoulders gave out probably like 12 miles, and this ended up being a 22-mile swim. So I pushed through like 10 miles of my shoulders were hurting pretty bad. So it was like one stroke at a time. Just I would play these mind games like, okay, I'm gonna do like 200 fast normal strokes, and then I would do whatever stroke I could to be comfortable. And that's something I would probably do different in training. I would have a couple different strokes, because I originally changed my stroke to a stroke that would be faster for me, because I grew up swimming since I was really young, and I changed my stroke a lot for triathlon, and I got a lot faster with more of like a straight arm recovery and kind of a windmill type stroke, and it really improved my open water swimming, and I got a lot faster with it. But then for such a long swim, I think it's too shoulder intensive, and so that's probably something I would do different, is swim a little bit with a couple different strokes, so I could keep I just faded a lot, and I think it wasn't really my energy, it was just all my shoulders. I had no power on that second half, so I was really expecting to be like 3 hours faster than I was. So I was surprised by that, but I think that's something I would do different. But yeah, I mean, overall, I loved the experience. My wife totally thought this was a one and done type thing, and I was like, that was awesome. And so I'm sure one day I'll do it again. But yeah, any questions?
Did you see any sea life? Or
No, I did want to see some sea life, but they saw towards the end the boat. They saw some
There were
dolphin
like 6 dolphins.
behind me a little bit, but it was in like the last hour, wasn't it?
2 hours, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but I never saw that. They were a little ways behind me. I think they. So I guess something I probably could use some more practice, or my kayaker and me could probably use more practice to just swim straight with the boat, because I think I probably in the middle of the night. It's just something that takes practice, I think, because I ended up swimming, a good amount extra than what the captain said people do. So and then they ended up also at a part where if you on the video you could see where I finished. It was like a really, really rocky area, and they meant to have me finish a little more to the right. But yeah, when I was coming, I could barely walk as it is, and then it was like really rocky and sketchy to finish there. But yeah, I mean,
did the rocks beat the crap out of you, and did the surf get you into the rocks?
A little bit.
I bled profusely.
Oh, yeah.
Did you?
Yes.
Yeah.
So looking at your video, it looks like you landed pretty close to the same area I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other swimmer that went in with him was bleeding pretty bad on it, and I went in too, and I was like, this was dangerous. Like so dangerous, especially because he's not in there like a good mental state, and like then we had to get back out to get to the boat, and it was so dangerous.
And I was so done. I was like, kayaker, take me to the boat. So I was done. But
My
yeah.
kayaker just took off.
Did he? I was so glad. I mean, I just did that huge swim, and what scared me more than anything was swimming back to the boat, which wasn't that far.
When you're looking from land out to the boat, it's a long ways, isn't it?
Yeah. After you're done, you're mentally done. You don't want another single stroke.
Was it very choppy?
Yeah, it was like swells, just like
Huge swell.
huge. Yeah, and that's another thing. I think. Well, first of all, I was really conservative on eating, so I told them to whistle at like every 20 minutes, and I probably waited too long. And then sometimes because I would wait for like sometimes a pace swimmer to jump in or something, and a swell we've noticed would take us like within like seconds. We're like 100 feet, and so I think
so
that
stopping too frequently.
Yeah, I would stop less. Of course, like that's the part that I really nailed was energy and nutrition. So I mean that was good, but I don't think I'd say every 30 minutes would be fine.
I would say
Every time-
30 to 45.
I would probably push mine out.
Every
Yeah.
time he stopped, we'd drift like 200 meters. So just every time we were stopping, every 20 minutes, we just drift.
It's a lot of work to feed someone every 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like getting all their food good, and then you're like, by the time you're done, you barely have a second as the crew. Like, you're pretty busy the whole time.
Did you guys get sick on the boat?
I didn't, but
But a couple people did. The kayakers did. The two kayakers, and they had patches on too. But they think it's because they're like constantly, like they're not looking straight. They're like constantly looking at me and like,
True.
But I never knew the whole time until after that they were sick, because they switched every couple hours. So yeah, it's such a cool experience though. I'll never forget that experience.
You started at like 11:30 or something like that?
11 to 11.
Wow,
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, it was a great experience. Loved it.